What's going on, everybody? Sane SC here, back with another replay cast from the ladder. We've got HerO in the top left-hand corner, and down here in the bottom right, it is RoyaL. He's on a Smurf account, as you can see. This is a very recent game, just played in the last month or so. Sent to me by Dex, so shout out to him. And it's fair to say that HerO has no idea that he's actually facing RoyaL right now, and that's kind of the purpose of these Smurf accounts. Gives you a small edge here and allows you to, play against players, try out different strategies, players that you've played with many times before. They kind of know your style. You're able to play them anonymously, and that does give you a slight edge. We'll see what RoyaL can do with that advantage and what kind of strategy he's going to bring out here. Now, I did watch this forward a little bit. I know it's quite a crazy game, so I'm really looking forward to this cast, guys. Should be a nice, fun one. What map are we on, actually? We're on Vermeer. That's right, Vermeer. Let's go ahead and reveal the whole map. Vermeer has these high grounds all around the map. It's not as important in Terran versus Zerg, but what is very important is this high ground ledge over the mineral patches here. It can be very difficult to defend against Mutalisk incoming. There's not actually enough space here for any turrets right in this little space here, so turrets are probably going to end up getting placed right around these areas here. Maybe at the edge of the mineral patches, possibly even behind, but it will be a little bit difficult to hold, especially since we do have two Hachimuta coming from our Zerg player now. Some Lings out on the map here. It's going to continue to chase this SCV around the map, trying to track that down in the middle of the map. Very proactive play from HerO, who's at 500 APM at the moment. So really spamming out those clicks in the early game, getting those hands warm for this mid game push with the Mutalisk. That harassment does require a huge amount of APM, so you can see he's burning rubber right now, man. He is absolutely flying on that keyboard here. Meanwhile, of course, HerO 325. That's probably more effective APM there. This might be around 500, but the EAPM is probably only around 300, maybe 250, and this is probably around 250 as well. So keep that in mind. The distance between these two players in terms of their speed is probably not that much different, but HerO is really spamming it out right now, just warming up those fingers, getting ready for this next stage of the game. There's the Spire and a third hatch on the way. I believe this is 2.5 hatch. Actually, it might be 3 hatch. Kind of a middle of the road build here with it looks like the hatchery coming down before that Spire. So, he's going to hit kind of an awkward timing here. There's going to be some mutas coming out at maybe a point where RoyaL is not quite expecting it to come, and that could give HerO a little window of opportunity to deal some damage. There may be more Lings or more mutas at a certain timing to where maybe HerO can get a good surround and actually kill off this bio army if RoyaL's not expecting that number of Lings to be available at that time. There's a lot of nuance here in these builds, and of course there are scans that are going to come down here to scout that out and actually see what's going on. He can see the creep here, so he knows there's a hatch for sure. But other than that, he's got very little information at this point. He's actually saved a scan, I think. Okay, the second scanner's coming up a little bit later. And the mutas are on the way here. Turrets are up, and look at that. The turret's right exactly where I pointed out earlier. Promise you, I didn't pay attention to that when I watched this in 8 times speed before, but this is just good turret placement. It allows your SCVs... Oh, that's a good one right there as well. This allows your SCVs to actually go between here. If you put this turret 1 hex up, he actually can't get in there. Whoa, we got a counterattack here. Army moving across the map. He's just gonna dive straight into the natural here, picking off a couple of Marines and a medic there as well. Really good play here from HerO to actually get a bunch of damage straight off the bat. He's got 3 Sunkens on the way at home. So, you know, RoyaL can't actually pull the trigger and run across the map, try to kill. He's actually getting a lot of SCVs here. Wow. This positioning right now is doing so much damage. These Lings are finally going to get picked off, but not before getting one last kill. Very nicely done. And one more on the way out. HerO doing so much damage here in the early game. With that counterattack, a lot of these mutas are very red and damaged, but got a ton of SCVs that really reduced that count, and we're actually almost even on the worker count at this point. Whoa. Mutas are weird, man. What is that? What's that? It looks like eyes at the top there, but they look so like bug-like. It's very strange. Never really looked at mutas that close before. Kind of freaked out now. Coming back in once again, gonna go after a turret here, but oh, the repair. He really needs to shoot some of these SCVs because all he's doing is forcing a repair here, and he's losing mutas one by one. A lot of these are damaged, like I said before, so quite a few of them going down, and this is a great spot to micro, but really RoyaL doing a good job of getting on top of that area. Now getting down here in the bottom left as well with a small group of medic marine. We'll be able to stop that third hatch from coming up. A big win here for RoyaL in what otherwise has been kind of a rough game. Another drone headed out on the map. Looks like he's going to throw down a base in the top right instead. And another counterattack here. While the Marines are still on their way back from that bottom right, it's going to dive in. And again, this area here is so strong to park your mutas just over top of this. Oh God, he actually, did he kill that or did he force the cancel? That's really big here. He's going to get another medic as well. That poor medic just wandering over to try and heal up the SCV. Ends up getting picked. Gonna get this as well. I think this is a starport. That starport getting picked off was huge. It gets delayed again, so starport tech, whatever he's going to be going for, whether it be some Valkyries or if it's going to be science vessels, has been delayed mightily here in this game. Now RoyaL just sitting back at home. He's going to play a little bit more defensive here, as HerO has been continuously pumping Lings, continuously pumping mutas. It's a little bit scary at this point. If another wave of Lings and mutas gets into this natural and actually gets on top of these barracks, it could just be lights out. We've only got 3 barracks here. The Marine medic count is not that high, so he's got to be very careful. Yeah, look at how many Lings are out here. A scan does go down. What does he see? Transition here from HerO. Look at that hive. We've also got lurker aspect on the way, so he knows that he's got to go into science vessel here, and he does start the science facility. 2 science facilities. Uh-oh, bit of a mistake there. Doesn't need 2 science facilities. Diving in, gonna go ahead and pick off that SCV. Maybe he does need 2 science facilities. That science facility gonna be delayed, but this one's not going to be. Okay, now it is. He picks off the SCV there. Both of these being delayed. Looks like he canceled the one of them, so that's good, and does finish that one up in reasonable time. Gonna start his first vessel of the game, starting to move out here on the map, but there's so many Lings here. Oh my God, this is probably gonna get it crushed. Some drones transferring to the top right. HerO is going to secure that base now, and at 11 minutes in, going to try to surround this small group of medic marine here on the map. Beautiful surround there, coming in from both sides. Perfectly done by HerO, and barely lose any Lings. He's still got, you know, 2 full groups of Lings plus a whole bunch of mutas here, so he can do that again if RoyaL is fool enough to move out at this point. He needs a lot more medics, a lot more Marines to actually get this done. 2 science vessels, 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 2 science v Maybe add in a couple of fire bats as well. After seeing that number of lings, I think I would. But we do have lurkers coming out now as well. Some Scourge on the way. Here we go. Moving forward. This is a good opportunity for some pickoffs here. If RoyaL is running up and lurkers, you know, get in on the side, burrow and lings come in with mutas, he can definitely jump on some of these science vessels with the Scourge. Maybe get a couple of those pickoffs. Actually, he's running back up home to the natural here. Gonna go ahead and burrow some lings or some lurkers on top of each other. Two of them do get irradiated, but there's gonna be one here at least that will stay alive. Nidus network is up. Is it done? No, it's not quite done. That's very scary. The lurker dies and one lurker left over. He's gonna go for the science vessel. Gets one of them. Lurkers coming up from the flank here. The Nidus finishes. Most of the mutas do die, but Hydras pop out here. Lurkers rush forward. Good splitting there with the Marines. He kills two more lurkers with just those last four Marines, but eventually this all will die. And gonna go after the science vessel here as well. Can he actually get this? This is pretty getting pretty low here. There's only two mutas, but with the correct moving shot, he should be able to get it, and he does. Pick that off. Both of the first two vessels have now fallen. A whole bunch more lurkers being morphed here. What else do we have on the way? We've got Consume coming up. It's not quite done yet, but the first two defilers are coming out, producing one over here at the third base, one here at the natural. It's in one of these eggs. I guarantee it. Couple of evolution chambers are finishing up a flank here with the lings. Oh, great targeting there. Really, really good targeting by RoyaL. Just gun down those Scourge just before the connections there. Excellent, excellent play by him. Good job by HerO as well, coming in from multiple angles and bringing up the Scourge as well, but doesn't get the connections he wants. He will, however, secure this fourth base now. With three lurkers on the low ground and defilers starting to pop out, he should be able to hold this. He's got overlords spread all over. I'd like to see him spread overlords up here as well. Looks like those are on the way now. Scourge and lings here in the main, prepped for a drop. Do we have drop ships on the way? No, just a ton of science vessels here, ton of marines, ton of fire bats popping out. We may end up seeing dropships though a little bit later though, because this defense is spread a little bit thin, a wee bit thin here. Might be possible to break through before HerO can really get this fourth base operational. And there it is, two dropships in the production tab. We will have some drop action in the very near future. Getting some good irradiates here at the front. HerO gonna have to bring up more lurkers to defend. Has the defiler ready to go. Dark Swarm is prepped. A lot of Scourge popping out here. It's gonna get that defiler nice and easy. Uh-oh, Scourge are gonna come flying out here. The four Marines stemmed up can kill a lot of Scourge before they actually make their connections, so he does back away with those. Getting some great value though. RoyaL doing a good job of just irradiating everything, backing away, not taking damage, getting that value as much as possible. Look at this. Lings in the top right, just patrolling away, ready for anything. The drop should come in. Probably the smallest plague ever, 4 Marines only. The Lings will now just clear that up with no problem and head out on the map. Fourth base is now done for RoyaL, so RoyaL really pumping it up here. There's the 4 dropships. Oh, I don't think he actually saw that with the Lings. It was close, but not quite. Here comes those 4 drops. Do they already have units in them? Yes, they do. Oh, this one only has 1 fire bat. Kind of a worthless dropship there. Oh god, there's so many Scourge here. They have to get moving though. Scourge coming up. They're gonna kill these drops pretty darn quickly. A defiler pops out. Dark Swarm on the Nidus with the 2 lurkers. He can focus down the Nidus though. He gets the Nidus, and there's no Nidus left over here. He does have 3. Oh wait, there's a Nidus right there. How did I miss that? There are 3 hatcheries here, and with that extra Nidus, He should be able to come through and actually clean this up. That's a lot of lings popping out. This Defiler probably going to get irradiated and killed. Unfortunate for HerO. There's only one lurker here. Uh-oh. That's a little bit scary. Firebats can actually break this now. Okay, one more Firebat. One more lurker does pop out, and he is going to save that. He also cleaned up here in the top center of his top right main. Lings are really doing a good job at this point. How many upgrades are we at for the Lings? 2-1 and 1-2 here. Attack 2, armor 1. The other side, armor 2, attack 1 for the Zerg player. And armor 3 is on the way. Attack 2 is on the way. We've got that Carapace upgrade coming. 2 battle cruisers now popping here shortly. Did any of those dropships make it out? I don't think so. Do we have some? Okay, we've actually got 2 back at home. Maybe he made another 2. That's a little bit crazy. After your first drop does nothing with 4 dropships, gets wiped out, and you still continue to make drops. That's a little bit wild. A lot of Firebats being mixed in now. Really, a ton of Firebats coming out. He's even getting Restore, which is a little bit wild. He knows that there's going to be a ton of Plague coming soon. Maybe he wants to restore so he can restore his battle cruisers just in case. What are these doing? Oh my god. That was scary. Just gonna fly right in. These don't even have anything in them. What am I watching right now? There's nothing in these drops. Maybe he's going to try to break the front while he's doing this? No. Okay, that was weird. That was very, very weird. Maybe he thought he loaded up a bunch of Firebats and Marines, but actually didn't. Now the Ultras are out. They've got 4 upgrades. He's got a Dark Swarm and Plague. Plague looking very, very good now. Just run forward with this Ultra and kill everything with lightning speed. And uh-oh. I don't know. This is starting to look HerO favored as he comes out with the Ultralisk and runs across the map. Despite HerO or RoyaL having 4 bases right now, his production is just not quite there. Where are the first 2 battlecruisers? Okay, they're coming up to the top right. There's no defense here. So maybe this can do enough damage to sort of swing things. Whoa, and a big counterattack here into the natural of the top right. He's going to lose one of his science vessels, but simultaneous attack down here to the bottom center. This base is going to go down almost 100%. A ton of SCVs being transferred over there. Need to be turned around. This base is being broken. Oh, he's going after the Nidus here as well. If he just kills this Nidus in the natural, that could be huge. Ultras are really cleaning up well, though. All of these Marines getting picked off. Unfortunately, going to run behind here, so this Ultra can't really do anything. Oh, the medics moved out of the way. That's nice. That was lucky for him. 1 Firebat again. I don't know why he keeps doing this, but adding 1 Firebat into that dropship, sending it up here into the main. Gonna start to kill a ton of drones here. Hydra's gonna pop out en masse. We've got even, what is this? I think that's Corvid reactor or something like that. Maybe the science vessel energy. That's pretty funny. Guess we'll find out once that upgrade's actually done. The only other thing I could think of is like, oh god, eraser trick here at the natural as well. A lot of Hydras here, but no Plague to help them out. They really require those extra, that extra spell to make them really worthwhile and effective. And these Hydras are going to go down. This base is about to fall here. Marines in the middle of the map killing off Overlords. Drones being transferred, but they're going to get picked off. I think we've actually seen RoyaL break the back of HerO in this game. 2 more battle cruisers coming up. There's just not enough gas to build the Scourge necessary to take that down. GG. He taps out. This base was recovered already, and another base going down in the bottom left. A clinic there by RoyaL, really showing off his skill here. HerO melting under the pressure. It felt like HerO was in a good spot when he was coming out. And actually coming down to close off this base. Maybe he needed to attack the natural, actually. There were no bunkers over here. Get on top of the rallies and then deal with this back at home. because RoyaL was able to just lift this off, run away, and you know, just immediately attack in here. That's an interesting timing. You very rarely see that because it's usually a switch, like a light switch, where first the Terran is really in aggressive mode. Well, first the Zerg is kind of in the more aggressive position with the Mutalisk, but then once the vessels are out and Marine Medic is too high in number, then it's totally on the Zerg player to defend. They're defending with lurkers, they're defending with defilers, and then the moment ultras start to pop out on 4 gas, then the Terran player is on defense mode. They fall back, sort of control space, you know, spread everything out, and try to take big fights with the ultras when they can. Otherwise, just irradiates everywhere, drops everywhere, and for the most part, it's Zerg that's on the attack path at that point. But in this game, the moment that the ultras popped out and kind of cleared things in the front, you know, RoyaL backed away, but then he came right on back and broke through this natural. I guess not enough lurkers in that position because everything was going into ultra, everything was going into attack mode for HerO, and it wasn't expecting that play, and I think it was a really brilliant way to end this game. And that is it, guys. We're gonna go to our score screen. I think I've gone on rambling long enough. It's time to thank the Patreon supporters and all of you who have subscribed to the channel recently. We hit 2,000 subs, so it's a big moment for me. Getting back to the position that I was in, or the sub count that I was in pre-ban, before the whole thing with Africa TV went down. It's a big milestone here on the channel, so I really appreciate you guys, all of you who subscribe, like the channel, or like the video, and comment as well. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next cast.